Where am I? How much latency? Am I live? Hi, little spider. How are you doing? What are you doing up there, little spider? Okay, I have to mute that page. It's a sweltering today. It's a sweltery day. It's a salty day. Salty day. I had to go out earlier and do some errands, man. To see, and this is how astrology works in my life, because I know where my placements are and what they are and my temperament. See, I'm a hothead. So I got funny hair. One day I'm going to be like a, God willing and the creek don't rise, I'll get to be as old as Ma. I'll be a 69-year-old lady with hair down to my waist, but shaved all around the sides and in the back. Because I'm such a freaking hothead, man. I just gotta keep it cool. Because people don't understand, because most people always had hair. Some of us have shaved it down, know what it feels like, that you don't feel water on your scalp the same you do on the flesh of your skin. It's not the same sensation. It's like almost feeling it through like a really thick layer of skin, but the nerve endings aren't as tough because we're always bumping ourselves in the head. So if they were as sensitive as they are in our skin, it would be hard. It's our melon. It's our protection. But it doesn't have the same receptors as it does on like every place else. The human body is just an ecosystem. It's just its own. We are our own little planet Earth. We are. It's just like the Earth. We are 70% water, 30% mass. Ideally, people got that ratio out of kilter, out of whack, because they're, human beings having a spiritual experience? No. Just spiritual beings having a human experience, and that's what the world is waking up to. Some people are having a rude awakening. What? It's a circle of greed? Neither side are for us? What? Millionaires are only for themselves? What? Businessmen are all just about business and it's not personal? It's just business? What? There's no spirit in any of that. Even the churches got greedy. Even the church and pervy. Let's not forget pervy. They got greedy and pervy. They sold their souls. We live in a world where people chose Satan, literally, over the light of whatever higher power you want to choose, whatever you want to call it. See, even if you're an atheist and if you don't believe in God, that's why all religions are so cool, even atheism and stuff like that. Atheism. There's atheists, and then there's, what's the other A word? Agnostics. We agnostics. It's like not, one of them is the recognizing the existence of and ignoring, not believing, like, nah, that's stupid. And the other, but not saying, no, I don't, that's my understanding. This is my understanding, my interpretation, as I've understood it. The other one is, nope, doesn't exist at all, kind of thing. I believe even those folks can look at good orderly direction. You don't have to believe in a statue or a being to do the right thing. That's what people are finding out. See, I got to learn a lot of life's lessons when I was a really, really little girl. I was always being taught some kind of lesson. Are you gonna, and Mom used to talk crazy talk. I used to think it was, people used to say she was crazy, and I understood just because it was stress. Because even when I was a little girl, they tried to lock her up in state mental hospitals, put her on all, dude, when I was born, they took they cut her uterus in half and ripped out one of her uterus, one of her ovaries. And they did that to a lot of women in the 60s and 70s without their consent and permission. And it made a lot of them go crazy because every month when their uterus was activating, as their woman is supposed to do, intended to do, to communicate, to do her cycle, it couldn't talk to the other one. It wasn't there. So that created an imbalance in her. But you know why they did all that? So they could create hormone replacements like Premarin, and do weird shit like put horse urine in pills and make women take it. Here, drink this, eat this horse piss. It'll make you less crazy. When you're the ones that did it anyway to profit. It's all this shit. Because my memory is like an elephant, and people always just did shit in front of me because they didn't think I was paying attention or nothing. And we're human computers, just like Earth. And we calculate, and we all move and work and live in energy, you know. And the thing of it is this storyline of power and control people got when they were younger. They got the wrong idea about how things are, you know. And so now we have hell to pay because so many people have just lived in their ego, and so many people are freaking dying every day. Not just because of the Rona, because they don't have their basic needs. There's still people in hurricane places in the United States where, like Michael was, that are living in tent cities just like the poverty-stricken are living. You know, we didn't get hit by a hurricane in Salem, Oregon. We got hit by a Katie Brown who bought all the police department's votes by saying, if you vote for me and put me back in as governor, I'll get you an $80 million police station downtown for 120 employees. $80 million for 120 employees. It's because they fluff numbers, and I do a whole project about it. That's why I haven't had running water in 3 years. Yeah. See, and people think that, you know, I'm not patient. And I just sit back and I quietly wait. And I meditate. And I find my peace. Because people out there put themselves in control, not just for me, but for whoever they don't like. At DMV, freaking grocery store, there's just control frequency in every paradigm, every situation. And these people are shorting out because they don't know what love is. Because they never got quiet. And they never got disciplined. And they just ate and drank their feelings like I used to do when I was a little girl, but I grew the fuck up. See? But a lot of people didn't do that, and they chose their life decisions, and now they're like in Cocoon, the movie Cocoon. Go watch Cocoon. It's early 80s. I think it's Ron Howard. I'm not really excited about Spielberg movies anymore. He kind of makes me want to throw up, like literally vomit. Like now when I look at these movies that I used to watch when I was a kid and I think about what they were doing behind the scenes, it really makes me throw up. And so many of these people like have kids and like live these like everyday lives. It's just what they do in their shadows. And that's what is happening in the nation. It's the astrology, is people's shadows coming out. Even if they don't want them to. Even if they've done their due diligence and paid the people off, and more people are coming forward. Because see, in history, all us people that has stood up and said, no, this ain't right. No, they didn't treat me right. No, I didn't get the same treatment as everybody else. You know, look at all the people in the prison systems. Happy birthday, Tone. You know why I love kids? Because I remember them in their purest essence, and then I see them as adults and see their life path and see where their personality has grown in ego or spirit. There's a young man, he just had his birthday on the 13th, 12th. Leo, young Leo men, prideful, so sensitive, man. Leo men are so sensitive. This is how, and he had the raddest fucking do, man. Leo, Maine. Kid was 3 years old. His hair was like down, like he could pull on it like and grab it like that, you know. And it was like golden, like lions, like in the sun. It wasn't just. It was special. It was different. And he had a tender scalp. Like I had a tender scalp. That's why I always had short hair, because I freaking, the tangles and the hurts and it just hurts. Stop it. Why are you torturing me? So they just said, F it. We don't want to deal with it. So they just always gave me, and people, just always said, are you a boy or a girl? And I was like, I'm a girl. And then they'd make fun of me because I said go. And it was just a torment for me. Just torment, you know? People don't think childhood can be horrific because you're just a kid and you don't understand what's happened on. That is the biggest bunch of shit I've ever heard in my life. I can't find it. I thought she just told me when. I thought it was the 12th. Or 14th. Just passed on the 14th. And he would sit there. He was tender-headed. So, I mean, I remember watching him because I felt like I was sitting in his chair. And his mom, she would freaking break a sweat going through his mane to braid it, because you got to keep your braids tight. You got to keep your looks tight. You got to keep your personal hygiene tight, because you don't want no bacteria, you don't want no funk, you don't want to misrepresent yourself. You don't want people to think that you are somebody that you are not, that doesn't care about themselves, because the people that care about themselves care about other people. So she'd go wrenching through his hair, and he wouldn't cry, but tears would run down his face, but he wouldn't cry. And then finally he was just like, nah, I want to be bald-headed. I was like, oh, good for you, young man. You know, now his hair's back, and I guess it's in dreads. Yeah, I'll see him after a while. It'll be good to see him. I got to send him some pictures, because I had some pictures of him when he was like 3, right before he had his haircut, as a matter of fact. Hair was big old long beautiful mane. He was going down a slide being a 3-year-old kid, you know. Sent him to my friend, and she never saw him. I don't think she remembered that they existed, you know. That's why I take photography, so I can snap. I got snap knacks, so I can capture moments in time that people think are just still relevant. I got thousands of them. I got 40K on my iCloud, and then I got freaking all my ones that I just got through, kind of going through from my time in Greece, tech school, basic training. Tech school, there's a lot of, I got a bunch of cool shots of the Oklahoma bombing, because we all are finding out what that was really about, right? Building 7, it's all connected. They lied. They just lied. And I'm like out in front of Oklahoma, like carnage behind me, you know, because I was told a story and I believed it. Have my hat over my head. I'm like standing out in front of their shorts. Tech school. We drove up from tech school to take somebody up to the airport. Well, we're here. We got to go see it, you know, for right here. You know, this is all history. We're all history. Everything's look at your newsfeed. Look at all this stuff that isn't going on anymore. Cornhusker Roundup. Look at all this stuff. Look, music festivals. Look at all the stuff that isn't happening anymore. Remember when you were a kid, and if you were like, well, I had toys taken away all the time, because I'd start looking at them and not playing with them in their intended way. I started getting, how does this work? Can I take this apart? I started getting mechanical. I started getting inquisitive, so once I started doing that, they'd take my toys away because I wasn't playing with my toys. I was about to break them, but they didn't understand that I needed tools and you know. So that's why I started like taking my bike apart and stuff when I was 5 years old. I've always been mechanically inclined. So when I grew up, and because of my personality, you know, you think a certain way, you think everybody in the world thinks like you. And what I come to find out is very, very, very few people think like me. Well, a lot of people think like me, just not all in the same spectrum, and is quite as a broad spectrum. So I dabble a lot. I dabble in areas of spirituality, astrology, science. It's all, you know, quantum, it's all of it. I watch shows on TV. I know the world's going to open back up. It's not going to be like this forever. Things are going to loosen up. Things are going to open up. People are going to take work, you know, all that stuff. Well, to an extent. You're always going to have the freaking late bloomers, people that that are way late to the game. But what are you going to do? Just allow. Live and let live. Release with love. Release with love. And if not, fuck them. So, this is the season, lion season, is people are just freaking really in their feels right now. And the people that have stuffed their feelings, the ones that have stuffed their feelings, because living within your means, that's what I was I called the talk, is living within your means. We're so fucking poor, man. We looked up at the poverty line, you know? But I mean, we were in Medi-Cal. I had energy conditions. Like when kids have a lot of earaches and stuff like that, babies need to go put their feet in the earth, on the grass. Go let a baby lay on the grass. On the grass, not a blanket, on the grass. Babies need to be grounded to the earth. Think about how long babies don't touch their feet to the earth, and then it's uncomfortable. And then when they feel it, they're at an age that it's like, ooh, like it tickles. Because it should be like swimming. Babies should be like born in water, you know? They should be doing shit way before they are. I almost cried. I saw on InstaSnap my niece started kindergarten, you know, and I never had a reason. I don't have kids. So I had to, you know, for years on Facebook, people in their first day with their signs and their explanations and where they are, and that's cool. I just never got to participate. So I thought I'd get to do that, you know? And then, even though kindergarten sucked for me, or preschool, that's when Mom picked us up from school with the car packed full of stuff, and then we left and drove 9 hours and from Morro Bay, and okay, we live in Reading now. Let the adventures begin. So if you think, you know, some of us have just had hard lives, you know, and a lot of people have not had hard lives. More because I've hung out with people in recovery. I mean, I've hung out with thousands of people in my life from all different backgrounds. I don't discriminate because a lot of times I go by energy, and a lot of times the freaking gnarliest people are the ones at the top, as we're finding out on the earth right now. So the truths are coming out. But people have never, you know, it's just I know who the people are that are the dastardly, but it's always the people that everybody likes. So when you speak out against people that everybody likes, you're a very, very unpopular person. Or things that everybody like. I've talked shit about pro sports. I had an opportunity to go see. This is more significant to a very small group of people, but I had an opportunity to go to a Nebraska football game with Peg M from Bellevue. And I was like, nah, I'm good. You know? And some people are like, you know? I had an opportunity to go see a Pac-10 game down in Kansas City. Nah, I'm good. The idea of going down there and then frickin' being around a gazillion people, most of them are drinking, carrying on, not caring about little old me, or thinking about me. I get stepped on and then I frickin' throw elbows and shit. And it just doesn't bode well. Me in crowds, so too many rude people. I just have opted out on like things that majority of the people would just think I'm crazy for, because I would rather stay home and frickin' play cubies. It was a game I used to play as a reward because I was a shitty typer in college. Congratulations, Peace Stealer, on your accomplishment of finishing that goal. Now I think education is all a crock. I know it. I know it. I know it's all a crock, and it's all shit that's coming out too. But hey, if you've done through it, if you've done it, good for you. If you do it, if you can find a way to do it and get somebody else to pay for it, that's even better. Because there ain't no reason why this shit is freaking 2K. Because it's all games. So you go to college, you pay them to teach you how to play a game based on their rules. But if you stay in that area, then yeah, the rules are going to be the same. But if you take what they teach you and go out to California, or, you know, I'm talking about Nebraska, Midwest, or someplace more progressive, no, you don't got a chance. Unless you know somebody. People always know people. But then you gotta know people, and then you gotta act right, and that's the part that I always fuck up, because I ain't never gonna act. If there's an expectation of how somebody said, oh God, I hope she doesn't say this, I hope she doesn't do this, oh God, Marge, please don't embarrass me, I'm gonna feel that, I'm gonna hone in on it, and oh boy, am I gonna. Because I'm a contrarian. And you should have just let me be me, and I would have been cool, and I wouldn't have freaking done anything, and I wouldn't have been a jerk, because I'm not just a jerk. So, what we're finding out, thank you, Keijin, for the inspiration about living within means. Because I was taught, I mean, Mom had like freaking, we had to, because of the custody, so my dad always had his parents to bail him out of everything. He was the baby of the family. And so they always freaking bailed him out. Always. Now they're dead, and so he'll probably end up homeless. He was cool to me. He could have hung out with me and Mom, but he wasn't cool, so whatever. I got tired of trying with that guy after freaking my whole life, you know. I was like, I was born last. Why do I have to try and have relationships with people that have been on this planet so much longer than me? Why do I gotta put in all the effort, and then I quit putting in the effort, and then the relationships go away? So, problem solved. You like my shirt? I came up with this when I was 9. It came to fruition a couple years ago. I was trying to sell them, but it just went. Then I quit talking to my embroiderer. I like it because it's the color spectrum, because I'm full spectrum. I'm on the spectrum. I'm a spectrometer, an aspie. I got diagnosed when I was a little girl. It just, when it falls on parents, the ears that don't really care. I mean, they really didn't. They had other things that they were, not my educational level or lack of it, the ability of. I didn't have a learning disability. Society gave me the advantage because they couldn't come up with ways to intrigue me. And it's happened to a lot of kids, but I can help. I can help with that. But anyway, I got sad because it was the first day of school for my niece going to kindergarten, and it's like, happy first day, but she doesn't get to go to a classroom and play with other kids and get to be a clown and make a best friend for life. At the bottom it said distance learning, and I didn't. And I felt like I failed. And then I got mad because all the military members failed. Because you took an oath and then you bent over and took a dick. And now my niece can't go to school and make friends because so many fucking liars did shit for their fucking paychecks. And they never learn how to live within their means. Ever. So they kept buying their boats. And they kept getting their yachts and their real estate, and they kept taking it. All the pigs, all the hogs, all the government swine fuck. All of you pervy fucking fat fucks that are now being shut out for who you are. That's why little kids can't go to school. Because they have to make you scared so you freak out. It's all economics. It's nothing personal, folks. It's just business. Welcome to the awakening. That's how you let emotions flow. See, I got to meditate an hour and a half today. Thank God. Thank God, I needed that. Every day I get to meditate. Every day I get an hour at least, because you got to clear that energy field. People get so frustrated. People get so mad. They never clear their energy field. So everybody's just walking around, just waiting. Just give me a reason. I just have all this tension. I've been mad my whole life. Just look at me sideways, bitch. And everybody, the whole world. So it's like a boiling pot, literally. A pot. With the 70% water in our body, everybody's boiling. But everybody could calm the fuck down if they just soothe themselves, meditate, ate some clean food, watched a funny show, turned off the news, shut the world out. Clean up your own world. That's what's going to happen next. Everybody's going to get isolated, closed down. Businesses, communities, states, countries, locked down. Everybody's going within. Go watch my video I did 2-3 years ago about this Heyoka for president. Heyoka for president, the first one. Because sometimes I'll name repeat videos, repeat the same thing. I'll make my own playlist, but they're along the same heart space. So I'm inadvertently making. I play with algorithms and stuff on YouTube all the time. I'm watching me on my personal YouTube on a watch page for Third Eye, just so I can engage as me instead of, you know. I just stepped on a stick and my whole train of thought derailed. No, crying is everybody's crying. Everybody's crying. Everybody, see, that's the thing, is all these macho men, all these, I'm not gonna fucking cry, I'm not gonna fucking cry, all these roided out freaking, and all these women that are stuck in their masculine too, not just men. It's just, this ain't gender specific, people, and that's the thing that's cool. Shit don't gotta be gender. They don't gotta. I don't think kids should be having surgeries either. Let them try it on, let them play dress up, do all that, but no. You don't get to, no, not that, no, 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 no. Because what is happening is they have incarnated as so many, like me. I'll just speak from my perspective. I incarnated, the last incarnations, I can't even tell you how many times I incarnated. I don't know. I don't want to know. I'm too busy trying to get through this life than getting so caught up in that. But I get bits and pieces. I got people I'm in alignment with, and maybe I was them. Who knows? It doesn't matter. We're the same. I'm the same frequency as Carl Jung and Dolores Cannon and Edgar Casey. Same ideology, same stuff. You know, everybody, you know, same. I just put it in words that are different. And so I think I'm trying to listen to see if my hard drive is spinning up. My hard drive's been spinning up. And the neighbor's out too. This is the second time. This is not a good time for my laptop to break. It is such a hassle to set up a new laptop. Yeah, it's really hot.